for me. All right,
Yeah,
we're live.
John caught the plague this week,
Yeah.
which my whole family's dealing with as well.
Yeah, there's something going around because I had it last week and some of my family has it this week. So
that's pretty amazing because we're like all in different parts of the country. Is it like the respiratory, like hacking cough thing?
yeah, it's the respiratory thing.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, I was joking at Thanksgiving that everyone was writing their names in their cups, and I was saying that you should also have to have a little like scullins or like mark whether or not you have the plague or not.
There you go.
Really don't drink from this cup.
Yeah. Nice.
Use some of those coughing masks as coasters.
Yeah,
that one. No.
Scarlet letter.
I love it.
Oh man! So you guys aren't out shopping Black Friday? What's going on?
No.
So my wife went. She went this morning, and I know what I'm getting for Christmas. She's so disappointed, but I have to help her bring it in the house because she can't lift it.
Oh, what is it?
It's a smoker. Meat smoker.
Oh my goodness! Nice.
Those are great, except for the cleaning. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's an electric smoker. It looks kind of like a fridge.
Yeah.
Fridge.
Yep.
Nice.
My brother has one of the big ones that like stir the chips instead of just having the heating element in them.
Okay. Yeah.
They're a little less precise. And I was just like, no, I don't need to spend $600 on a smoker. I'll probably be happy with the $100 smoker or the $200 smoker. That's $100 on Black Friday. So
nice. Yeah, I had one of those in Tampa. I ended up getting rid of it though because it was great. Like I smoked some pulled pork and what's it the beef thing, I can think of the name of it now, like the
brisket,
yeah. And it was great, except that like I would try to clean it out as much as I could, but then every time I'd open it up, it'd be just like completely covered in mold. It's just like horrible.
Yeah.
Nice. You really got to clean those suckers out good, I guess. But no matter how hard I cleaned it out, like it was just. But I mean, it was sitting outside. It was Florida, so I don't know.
Well, I'm excited. It's my view on things that if I get stuff that makes it easier to stick to keto, that's all medical equipment.
So, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Should be tax deductible too.
It should. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing else works to treat my diabetes. So, but I'm feeling kind of crappy today because I've been eating garbage for the last week. Because I was like, it's Thanksgiving. Now
that was me yesterday, and that I feel pretty awful today too. So
yeah, I kind of moderated it some, but yesterday I just went all out. I was like, I'm having potatoes and stuffing, and yeah, I feel terrible. But we'll get over it, won't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm fasting today. Today is a fast day, so.
Well, I think I found me a Rodrigo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, her name's Michelle. She's from Jamaica.
Okay.
And it was nice because like I checked in with her yesterday, and she's like, yeah, I'll have everything you asked me to get done by the end of the day. Do you want me to document these processes for you somewhere?
Well, there
my
you
answer,
go.
Yes, let me give you access to my wiki.
Nice.
So I just need to start piling all of my stuff her way. I'm super excited.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good sign when they ask you that question.
Well, and she's following up too. She's like, because we're using Pipedrive to follow up with people about coming on some of the shows.
Okay.
And she's like, do you want me to leave the replies in Pipedrive or forward them to you? I'm like, well, if I can see them in Pipedrive, that's fine. But she's asking the questions instead of just assuming. And she's telling me what she got done.
Yep.
She's like, as soon as you have the next project ready to go, I'll get it done. I'm like, sweet.
Yep. This is what we were saying. Like, it's kind of like when you find the right person,
Yeah.
it becomes so obvious when you've been through it a few times.
Yep.
It becomes really obvious when you found somebody really good.
Absolutely. So I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, we'll see how things go from here.
Nice.
But yeah,
the other good sign is when they ask you questions that you have to think about the answers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, that's a good one. I don't know.
She's sent me a couple of those things too. So
excellent.
But most of them have been pretty easy to just, hey, Anyway, I just know the answer to them, but I'm pretty happy with that.
So was this an Upwork job that you posted, or?
Uh-huh.
What did you post for?
I don't remember.
Just like a VA, general VA type of?
That was the category I put it under, but I put it under something a little bit different. I had 2 people apply, and I was like, well, I need this done this week. If it doesn't...
So it was a specific job.
Yeah, I need help entering and reaching out to potential podcast guests.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And she got all that done in 4.5 hours looking at Upwork. So.
She's sandbagging, clearly.
Oh, I'm pretty happy. A lot of it was just figuring out what I wanted and then, getting it done. And I was happy because, once I had her all set up, that was Wednesday. It took us a couple hours to get her into everything I needed her in. And then Thursday, she spent about 2 hours. And then this morning, about 20 minutes just reaching out to people. So
nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. But yeah, so I've got that going on, and then I've had a few companies reach out to me, and I've been able to say, hey, well, go over to this system I'm building. It's in beta, so if not all the information you think should be there is there, let me know what it's missing, and I'll make sure that that's there for you. And otherwise, you can just pick your episodes, pick what you want to order. I don't know if any of them have bought because that was on Wednesday, but yeah. And then I had a sponsor get ticked off at me, and they're like, you didn't deliver anything you said you would. And I was like, oh, yes, I did. Go check here and here and here. And here.
Nice. So it was all documented in the new software?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But most of it was podcast placements, and I'm like,
okay.
Go listen to these episodes. You didn't post to social media. Yeah, I did. Here are the links. That kind of stuff. Nice. They're like, we want a big refund. I'm like, it's not going to happen. I did everything I agreed to plus. So.
Sounds like somebody's tight on cash at the end of the quarter.
That's what I'm thinking, is that they want to spend some advertising dollars somewhere else, and they want to get it back from me.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's been most of my week is just doing that, and then, Thanksgiving. So I've really been, so it was funny. I got things in, I put in all the episodes that have been scheduled to date. So you can see like the upcoming episodes if I know what they're going to be. And then I realized that I want to be able to have like 10 weeks out, know what we're releasing, or at least have a pretty good idea. Because sometimes guests don't show up and stuff. But so the next step was to go out and start inviting people to come on the shows. So.
There you go. Nice. I like how the processes or the software is driving process improvements too. So
yep.
Excellent.
So if I can get that all together and get those parts moving, and then I can train her a little bit more, because right now what she has is she has people who already have email addresses attached to them that have been on Ruby Rogues or JavaScript Jabber. So she, they're already in the system, so she can just invite them to come on my Ruby story or my JavaScript story. Right. The next step is going to be, I found this blog post. I want the author on the show. Right. So she'll have to go figure out how to email them or contact them some way. Yep. So I'll probably wind up giving her access to Hootsuite or something to help so that she can tweet at them from the show account or from my account. Mm-hmm. And then, then she can also, I'll show her some of the tricks I use to find people's email addresses.
Yep. Did I share that software with you, Chuck?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It works better the bigger the company is, but there have been a couple of mid-sized companies that I've been able to find email addresses from. So
yeah, it's nice. Sometimes it'll be like it'll just find, you know, the actual, like for the smaller ones, a lot of times you can actually find the email address out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's posted somewhere on the web and it just pulls it in.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely works better for bigger companies.
Yeah, one of the things I found too was that one or two of the companies I've put in, it came back because I looked up some people at like Microsoft or, you know, some of these other companies, and it actually came back and said, most email addresses that I find, sorry, most email addresses I find match this pattern.
Yep.
And so, you know, it's like first initial last name or first name last name at.
Yep.
And that's been really helpful too, because then if I'm looking for 3 other people at that company at the same time, then I can make that all work.
Have you found the email address validator part 2? You can. There's a tab on there, and just for anybody listening, I think it's is it hunter.io?
Hunter.io, yeah.
You can punch in the email address, and not all servers have this enabled, but some mail servers will tell you whether the email address is valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a tab for that. So you can, like, that way you don't have to just email, like if you're guessing what the email address is, you don't have to email and guess. You can at least test it first and see.
Yeah, it's part of the SMTP protocol, and some servers have it turned on, some don't. So instead of sending them, this is an email, you send them, this is a request to see if this email is valid. And it says, yeah, it is. So anyway, yeah, but the rest of this week has just been getting this stuff together and starting the process of really, you know, hunkering down and getting the sponsorship stuff rolling. But it's driven a lot of this other stuff, like getting guests and, you know, the process with Eric's been a little bit painful because I keep forgetting to upload files and things like that for him. And I haven't been clear with him about which ones are coming out next. So, oh man, holy cow. I'm going to start basically working to add parts to the system so that he can look and just know what has to go where.
Yeah.
And make that all automatic so that I don't have to keep updating 2 different places. So for him and for me, or for him and for sponsors. And then also just make it really clear, hey, you know, this is what's going on. This is what comes next. And because he does a terrific job when I'm on top of it. And otherwise it's like, oh, we're late and it's all my fault.
You may have already thought of this, but if you want to have them, if you want to have a process where where your VAs can help you find guests, subscribing to like Ruby Weekly, JavaScript Weekly, like you could probably keep your pipeline full just doing that, and then like just looking at the blog post, because that's like curated best of the best kind of stuff. So that's
part of my process. And then I also look at Reddit, and I invite people who are in the, you know, top 5 or so stories.
Okay.
Unless they're just, how do I do this thing? And I don't want those, but the walkthroughs on technology and things like that. And then I also try to find people from the wider community as well. And so sometimes I'll run across something on big data or artificial intelligence or something like that. And so I'll bring some of that in too.
Cool.
So you get a good mix that way, I find. But yeah, I definitely use those. And Angular it's not Peter Cooper that puts that one out. It's the folks that do NG Book. They have NG newsletter for Angular. But yeah. Anyway, so the process is coming along. The software is coming along. Once I really get the whole process moving on its own, as far as like bringing in sponsors and stuff, the next step is basically going to be probably hiring somebody to code against this thing part-time and just get it fleshed out. As much as I like coding it myself, I feel like there are a lot higher leverage things I could be working on.
I would agree with that.
But, you know, getting all the pieces together and then, you know, yeah, getting the machine moving on its own, I think, is the highest leverage thing I can do at the moment. So
Nice. Man, if you can get if you have a system for booking guests, for finding and booking guests that runs on its own,
yep,
and you have the sponsorship thing more or less running on its own, that's pretty killer.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, you might have to learn how to play golf then.
You say that like you've played golf with me. Yes, I need to learn how to play golf better.
Or smoke. Maybe you could work on smoking some meat.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect the brisket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on hiring a writer now for the ebooks. It's funny though, like so many people submit such shitty writing.
Yeah.
It's painful to look at. Like they'd even like have good applications, but then their writing would just be crap.
I fell into a trap where John went through like 80 or 70 or 80 applications and narrowed it down to like 19. And so then he wanted me to go through it. So I was going through them, and I was kind of trying to like stand back and take a holistic look at like the kind of skimming the application, skimming the writing sample, and then I picked out 10 that I liked, and I ranked them and everything, and then John was like, really, there's this one guy, he's like, really, you like that guy? And I was like, well, okay, let me take another look. And then I looked at it, and his application was great, I thought, and then like his actual writing was terrible. So it was funny. I think what happens is that people, when they're writing the application, they're just writing it casually like an email, right? Like,
right.
And that's when your natural voice comes out. And so that's like, if they could write like that all the time, they probably would be good. But then they go into writer mode, and it's like, that's when the English teacher comes out and stands over you with the ruler, waiting to smack you on the head, and your natural voice goes away, and you turn into like either like a Hemingway wannabe, or just like either really stilted and formal, or over like most of them. The biggest problem I saw actually was where it was like overwritten. It was like really flowery, and like they were trying to create a work of literature. And and then there were a couple people that basically just copy and pasted. They transcribed John's video and like just copy and pasted. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that you can say that captures John's voice, because
because it's exactly John's voice.
Yeah, it is John's voice. Yeah, so it was pretty brutal. So what I ended up doing was I started over, and I went on like a blind taste test kind of strategy, where I just all I looked at was the writing sample. And I was like, okay, is this, I basically just critiqued the writing sample itself, and I graded them like either 1, 2, or 3, like 3 being awesome, 1 being horrible. And there were really only about 5 that were even worth considering when I did it that way.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and this was out of 80. So
yeah, I mean, there were some junk applications in there.
Yeah.
But it was, but yeah, it's so funny because, in fact, I wrote a blog post this week. I wrote a blog post in a long time, and I talked about it, and I was like, just write, just like take risks with their write, like, I mean, just like people just don't write in their voice. They write this whole form, like so much the education system has done to destroy writers because of grammar and how you're supposed to write, that they've totally screwed it. But we did get one applicant at the end that came in that is like the perfect fit. She's got it, like she hit everything that we need, because it's kind of hard, like for this position too. It's to some degree, like even if they like taking the transcripts and making it into a chapter, it's great. It's got to be more than that, because the transcripts aren't going to fill up the book, right? So they've got to be able to like kind of do some of that, but like really
riff on it too.
Yeah, but exactly. But expand more so that it's like, a 10-minute video ends up, they got to expand it to like 20 or 30 minutes worth of content. So
right.
So yeah, so it's definitely a difficult skill. But this person who came in at the end, I haven't talked to her yet, but I'm gonna next week I'll reach out to her. She got it. Like she figured out how to. She even wrote like an intro, like talking about the series of the books and what it was intended to do. And like,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, so she like totally
That's
got it.
always nice. You just get a
Yeah.
little extra that says, "Oh, I freaking care about what I do."
Yeah. Well, yeah, and she got the like she got the project too. That was it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
she saw the vision for it,
Right.
and
Exactly.
she pulled that into the work that she gave us.
Yeah, so that gives me hope that we'll find someone.
There are good people out there. There are.
One thing, it was surprising. We had a pretty. Oh, maybe this was the sample that you weeded it down to, John. But we actually had a pretty. Given that our audience is 90% male, we actually had a lot of women.
Yeah.
And that might just be. It was. I don't think it was quite 50-50, but it was probably close. The sample that I saw was like maybe at least a third of it was women. Which is just really interesting. So it might just be the strength, like the writing risk. I'm risking dealing in gender stereotypes now, but you know, like the women are generally better verbally than men. So
Yeah, I would.
it might be,
say.
yeah, it might be that might have been part of it. But yeah, we had quite a few journalism majors and like people that had gotten into coding after actually a background more like mine. So it's pretty interesting.
Wait, so you didn't hire a woman who has 2 racial minority backgrounds and only 1 leg and 3 arms?
So
because otherwise you don't hit all of the intersections you have to hit to not be racist.
Okay.
3 arms would be you'd be very productive as a typist.
So I have to tell you a funny thing about that now that you've mentioned that, Chuck. So when I was first going through the applications, I was talking to someone and I was like, oh yeah, I eliminated one of these applications simply because it was a black woman. And so I was like, what? Wait, hold on. And I said, well, wait a minute. It's because of the content of my YouTube videos. I said that like she was marginally like on the edge. And I said, I don't want to take the risk. Like she's probably going to be offended by some of my videos or have a different viewpoint. Right. I mean, obviously like that's a demographic that
we did have YouTube. We did have some people editorializing where they went off and they were like, oh no, this was the Upwork applicants. They like, we don't really, I don't like what he's saying on this, so I'm gonna just change it.
Exactly.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's a good idea for you.
Yeah.
So I was joking around and I said that, you know, most likely that the writers, you know, that there is actually like a disadvantage for you for this position if you're a black woman, because you're probably not going to get the job. Now, the thing that makes that funny is that, remember I just told you about our stellar applicant who is our best applicant, who totally gets it, who's my #1 pick. She happens to be a black woman. But she's perfect. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. I mean, I just can't be any more honest than that. It's like, yes, it did play a factor, right? In simply because of the political kind of things that I talk about on my YouTube channel. But if someone is stellar, they're stellar. If they get it, they're stellar. They get it. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care, you know, what race or denomination or whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff if they actually are so qualified that they get it, right? So that's what it came down to. And some people are gonna say, oh, I can't believe that you would even think that from the beginning. But you got to take things into consideration. Like when
so much of what we teach is mindset too. And it's really hard to separate mindset from, like, mindset has a lot of bleed over into politics. Just the way it is. Like the way that you think about life, you know, a lot of times has a huge impact on where you come down on things politically. So it's pretty, like, this person, the candidate that John's talking about, like, she has the right mindset. Like she totally gets it. She's like totally on board with the philosophies that John teaches. So
right, exactly.
That's
so that
matters.
But I thought it was funny though. It was funny though because I had like initially, it's not like I'd like was filtering out people. It was just like if it's a marginal decision, I was like, well, this is probably like anyone who doesn't who's likely to be predisposed to have the wrong mindset or a completely different political or ideological view than me, probably not a good candidate for the job. But then at the end, it turned out to be exactly the demographic that I expected to be the worst matchup. That this person was the best because they were the best. So yay for meritocracy. Yeah, I said in this case. So
come on, John. We all know it's not a meritocracy; it's a cesspool. No, it's really interesting that you bring all that up. I mean, and I don't want to philosophize too much on this, but yeah, I mean, it's your decision, it's your company. I mean, I'd agree with some of the decisions you make. I'm borderline, but I don't know how much information you had on the people you eliminated with that criteria. But I mean, I can also see where you're coming from. And you know what? If you screened out a stellar candidate, then that's your fault.
Right. Yeah.
And,
well, it's my fault and it's their fault maybe because did they I wasn't screening out this candidate that we've got, I mean, because she demonstrated, I mean, so it's possible to overcome that just by being that good, right? It's like, and when it comes down to, that's the other thing that's real interesting, I think, is that when it's your dollars that you're going to pay someone to do a job, you want the best person.
Yep.
It's really hard to even be discriminatory because it hurts your pocketbook. You know what I mean? So that's what I find. It's interesting to be, just looking at it from that perspective. I was like, wow. I mean, obviously, it would be dumb of me to be, if I were so inclined, it would be so dumb. I'd have to be in order for some prejudice like this to happen, you'd have to be so set in your prejudice that you're willing to take a monetary hit. And I don't know many people that, I mean, I'm sure there are people that are willing to, but I don't know many people that are. So
yeah, but it's interesting. So you're transcribing some of your videos into ebooks. You've talked about this before, but
so that's your job. The plan would be basically to take the video content and then to create ebooks out of it, to synthesize that based on topical ebooks, stuff just to pick out topics like how to beat laziness or
right,
whatever, all the different topics I've talked about in YouTube videos, just pull them together and to make little ebooks out of them, 10 to 20,000 words. So they basically have to be able to take the concepts, connect the dots between different videos and synthesize it into actual book medium as opposed to video medium.
Yep. Without editorializing you because they disagree with you.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So they have to get the voice. They have to get the philosophy.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's
so you warned her, right? There probably is something out there that's going to bother you. Because, I mean, I don't agree with everybody on 100% of things, even if I agree with them on most things. So,
exactly.
So I warn people, on the podcast too. I'm like, I'm going to say something that's going to piss you off.
Yep.
And you're welcome to tell me about it, but I'm probably going to tell you I'm, basically a sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry that offended you, and then you're going to have to get over it. So, let's just get that out of the way now.
I'm sorry you're such a weak, spineless person.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to be like, look, I understand that some of the stuff I say bothers people, and if you're one of them, I understand that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't make people happy either, though. No. I'm supposed to conform to everybody's opinion.
It's especially important in a business like this because it's it's a personality business.
That's your brand.
John's a personality, and so whatever he says is what we stand for. So
yeah. So it's so it's definitely an interesting situation, to screen on some of that stuff. But I mean, mostly it comes from the applicants. It's just on a marginal decision. You've got to be able to make a call. You got to be able to infer stuff that's not there. So
Yep. Pretty funny though.
Yeah. It was funny. So we've talked. I don't know if we've talked about this, but the one thing that kept. So I picked up. John's been talking about this whole like idea of the bulldog mindset, and he's been talking about it for a while, and it's become like kind of a meme on the YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and to where like so but I noticed it was really resonating because people were starting to use that language in surveys and stuff that I was doing. And so we're going to probably use that for our membership. Like when we have our membership program, it's going to be,
nice.
We're thinking that it's going to be something like John's Bulldog Army or something along those lines.
Nice.
And just really hammer that because it's a theme that we can use and kind of brand. Like Grant Cardone has his like 10X, everything he does is kind of under that 10X banner. And so the Bulldog is like a shorthand that it sort of encompasses a lot of what the stuff that John teaches. And oh my goodness, so many people in the applications that came up probably 10 times, at least in the 20 applications that I looked at. Like people, it really, really resonates with people.
Yeah.
So
are you going to start doing seminars and stuff like some of these guys, or?
Eventually, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
John, I had a T-shirt idea. Beware of the Bulldog.
Nice.
Because we need like the video, the sort of banner video for this is the how to become an effing bulldog, which some people will wear. I will not wear that T-shirt. A lot of people won't wear that, and especially not in like any kind of professional environment. So I think we need an alternative that's more safe for work. So beware of the bulldog. I thought of over the weekend would be a one to throw in the hopper.
You also like bulldog mindset, or
Yep.
Are you a bulldog or a chew toy?
Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, we should totally have chew toys. We need to have merchandise. There's some chew toys in there. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much fun stuff we can do with that.
Yeah. Well, we know
it's visual. It's very visual too, right?
Yeah.
So it immediately, like all this stuff, like a good brand, like something that's good for branding like this, like it immediately ideas start popping into your head when you hear it. So
yep.
Yeah, we should. I was thinking about that in terms of mainstream too. Like, I think we know where to go. Like, we can just go down the Bulldog Road. So,
yep.
John's going to build a mansion, and he's going to name the road it's on Bulldog Road.
Bulldog Lane.
But yeah, hopefully, I mean, we've got a few good candidates in there too. Besides, so we've got some backups, but
yeah,
we'll pick up someone from that they can do the job. And if they can't, like, then we'll just keep on. We'll try again some other time. Like, we've got to find that perfect person to be able to.
Yep.
Handle
just don't say their name on this show. That pisses them off.
Exactly. But I think that'll be a good way to go. Like, it'll be a highly profitable. Like, it's funny though. It's like I was almost like, I know that, and I know it's possible because I was thinking, I was like, I can write these ebooks for sure. I mean, and I think Josh could do it for sure too. And what it might have to come down to if we're unsuccessful in this round of hiring is that either Josh or I write one of these ebooks or two of them, and then we use that as the sample for the application to say, like, this is what we're talking about.
Right.
Look like, and then we can have a better chance at hiring someone that can do it. But
yeah.
But we'll see. It'll be good if we can get it going though, because that'll be the good thing about it is it would create a revenue stream that's like already using content that we're creating, and that's a continually growing revenue stream. So
yep.
Oh,
makes sense.
I gotta get my holiday gift post. I sent out a survey to the list asking for gift ideas for.
Oh yeah, how did that do? I'm curious.
Oh, take a look. Last I checked, there was like 150 responses or something like that. So,
are you traveling, John?
Yeah. I'm up north for Thanksgiving. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm heading back in like 20 minutes. I'll be heading to the airport. So.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, open rate 18.5%. So this was on the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 2.1% click rate. So we did something interesting this week. So Pluralsight created this pretty cool. It's a rate your developer skills quiz.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. So they give you like 20 questions. You pick your technology, and they give you 20 questions. And if anybody wants to play with it, go to simpleprogrammer.com/skill-IQ. I think that's the URL. And it is so you pick your technology, and then they give you 20 questions, and they're pretty. I mean, like they're not. I don't know, John. Did you think they're fairly challenging, right? Like there's like a range of them. They're not.
Yeah, I mean, it might depend on what technology you choose, but
yeah,
the ones that like the C# ones I did were good. They were like
they were. It was like C#. I did C# as well, and it was like they were asking you about, they'd give you like 20 lines of code, and they'd be like, where it's like a link query, a LangQ link, and it would be like where is this going to throw an exception? I was like,
yeah.
I mean, you actually have to know. Like I was pretty good at Link and pretty good with C#, but I was more of like I had an intuitive grasp of it, and I never really learned the fundamentals of the language and the .NET runtime and all that stuff. So it was, I was just guessing on a lot of it, and I ended up scoring like intermediate, which I think is fair. I think that's about where I should have been. And but then you take the quiz, and then it gives you an IQ score that's like ranked based off of what other people are doing, not just like how many questions you answered correctly, but like grades you on a curve basically. So you can see how your skills measure up to other developers. It's pretty cool, and it's a lead magnet. So there, you have to sign up. You punch in your email, and then when you finish, they give you a learning track. They're like, okay, you're an intermediate C# developer. You need to look at concurrent collections, and like it basically tells you like 10 Pluralsight courses you can take that can help you.
Oh, that's smart.
So yeah, so I mean, I think this is the way, like this is a really powerful tool as a lead magnet. This type of quiz is extremely powerful, because it's like it's valuable. It's giving you information about yourself, where you stand. And it ended up, so far we've converted, like ended up converting 4 Pluralsight trials from it. So yeah, so that what I've been doing lately, I send out pretty much an email a day now from the Simple Programmer account. And then any of them that generate sales or, move the needle somehow, which is like about 1 in 5 maybe or less, honestly.
Yeah.
I just pull them, and I have an evergreen campaign that I'm slowly building. So this one's going in that cool. evergreen campaign. Yep. So we'll just, continually, eventually everyone will get that email, and they'll have the chance to take the quiz. So it's
cool.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. We're also continuing the experiments with the book pricing. So we'd knocked the price all the way down to $2.99. So I figured out that, so we went from $9.99 on the Kindle version down to $4.99, and the $4.99 pricing was more profitable. We like nearly tripled sales.
Oh wow!
And yeah, even though we were making half as much commission off of it, because the price was half, we were making more money overall. So then I knocked it down to $2.99, which is the lowest that we can get it. And I was curious. So that obviously would have needed to almost double sales again, and it didn't quite hit that. But it was like I think we increased by about 60 or 70%, and then so it was about the same profit actually as $9.99. So we think somewhere like around $4.99. We're gonna try $6.99, but somewhere in there is probably the ideal,
right?
The ideal place. But yeah, it was about going from $9.99 to $2.99 was about a 4x increase in sales.
Yeah.
So we went from selling 10 a day, 11 a day to about 40 a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But Amazon, it's funny. It's interesting because Amazon, when the Amazon rankings are actually not based on raw sales, they're based on how much money Amazon is making off of your book. So going,
pardon my evil laugh.
Yeah. Going from, I know Amazon is just they're a trip. Going from $9.99 to $2.99, since the sales were roughly equal, you'd think since we were selling 4 times more that our rank would be higher, but it really wasn't. It was basically the same ranking. So then on Wednesday I bumped us back up to $4.99 just for the Black Friday nonsense, and it seems like our rank improved. We're selling half as many books, but our rank is better. So
right,
yeah, it makes sense to rank it based on that. Otherwise, you'd get people making everything 99-cent books. That
exactly, yeah,
take it to number 1, and then
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting. The book still is. It's Amazon hasn't helped us on the pricing on that yet.
So the print book.
Yeah,
they put the price. It's basically glued to $45, and we're only selling like 2 or 3 a day on average.
Right. Yeah. So we might just bite the bullet and just drop it down.
Yeah.
But we wanted to finish experimenting with this pricing first. So before we do it. And then, if it is as price sensitive as we think it might be, I'd like to sell the print book. I mean, honestly, like if we can sell the Kindle book for like $4.99 to $6.99, and then have the print book at like $15.99, that'd be about perfect, I think.
Yep.
So, but in order to get the print book down to $15.99, we'd have to run some print runs. Like we'd have to figure out how to reduce costs enough.
Yeah.
They'll do that. So
yeah.
So we're doing a Cyber Monday. That was like basically all week. All I did all week was set up the stupid. So we're doing one last final hurrah with the Sublime text list, and we're going to attempt to sell JavaScript Launchpad to the Sublime text list, and if it doesn't sell well, then we're just going to pull the plug on it, I think, because we're paying like on the Sublime list, because we still have that, so we're paying like a couple $100 a month, I think, for that.
Oh, really? Yep.
Yeah. So if we can't, so basically, I put together a really attractive offer for the JavaScript, and like JavaScript, I mean, that should work on the Sublime list. Like if anything affiliate's gonna work, it's gonna be that. So
yeah.
And I took our launch emails from the JavaScript product, and I reworded them to be coming from me, and basically just said that Simple Programmer I co-own it, so you're buying from me. So we'll see if it works. I'm not holding my breath.
Well, at least you know one way or the other, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, and then we also, I think next week I'm going to do, so we have a deal with Pluralsight, which I can't discuss because we might be past the embargo now. I'm not sure, but they had embargoed the details of it. But they're doing a deal. So we're going to get in on that and promote the heck out of it. John, I was thinking, I was wanting to do a video. I was thinking that we could offer as a bonus. Would you be willing to do a video about like how to learn technologies quickly with Pluralsight? So like we could do like a 30-minute video because right,
like effectively use Pluralsight.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, yeah, because what people do is they get this huge library and then they binge watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm actually thinking one of my emails might be Pluralsight and chill.
Yeah. Okay.
Because but the people like binge watch these things, and they you end up just kind of wasting your time. Like if it's entertaining for you, I guess that's one thing, but it's not the best way to learn. So if you can, because to me, Pluralsight is perfect for, it's like basically the stuff that you know. So like most of what we teach at Simple Programmer is like this timeless stuff. And then Pluralsight's that 10% that you know is going to be obsolete in a year anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't want to clutter your brain with it too much of it. So you learn it just in time. And so if we had like I think that would be a really cool bonus. And we'd make it exclusive to this. Like the only way you're going to get it is with this. And if we do make an evergreen Pluralsight promotion, we can make that like an exclusive bonus for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, we've been trying to get. Oh my gosh, like I've been trying to convince Pluralsight to like work with us. I'm hoping to like really kill it with this promotion next week and get their attention, because if they would give us like, what I need from them is like some kind of exclusive deal that I can offer. That's like what we did with Interview Cake. I need that from Pluralsight. Because just promoting, like we tried with Interview Cake, we promoted it in videos, we promoted it in emails. We made 0 sales just saying, hey, go check out this really cool product. And then we offer an exclusive limited time discount, and we do like 450 sales in 2 days. Okay. Mm-hmm. What does that tell you? I mean, like the exclusive deal, like, the time limited deal is really important. And so I'm hoping that this will finally let me get through to Pluralsight on this. But we'll see.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, I mean, we might, John, maybe you could go, like, if this does go well and we don't get support, maybe you could go up the food chain a little bit. And
yeah. I'll drive up there for you.
Where are they based? They're like nearby?
Yeah, they're about 45 minutes away.
Okay. There you go.
All right, we'll road trip then.
Chuck can deliver a Nastygram in person.
There we go.
We'll mail him a crowbar or something with like a bulldog crowbar or something, and he can go whack some kneecaps. Yeah.
But yeah, once we get this stuff squared away, then it'll be time to start building some courses and I want to get the real estate course finished up so we can start. We've been actually selling a decent amount of it, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then some new courses. We haven't
Cool.
released a new course in a long time.
I know, it's been over a year, right? The last one we did was and it was a kind of a throwaway. It was the make money, 10 ways to make money with your, like John did that in like 2 days, and I did the emails in like a week, and that was all the effort we put into it, and it's done pretty well.
I mean, technically, like we put together the stuff for the book launch that was technically course, but it's free, like so. But, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, should we do some thoughts so John can catch his flight?
Yeah. We should probably.
Yeah, that would be good.
I don't have any thoughts. Sorry.
Everyone's out of food. Turkey has messed up our brains.
Yeah.
Like the most unenergetic episode of Programmers yet.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm interested in what you guys have going on, but I'm just like, whoa.
Still in the turkey coma.
Yep.
Well, we can go thoughtless if we want. I guess it's our show.
Oh man, I actually had one too, and now it's like it's escaped my brain. Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, well, let's just wrap it up then. See y'all in a week.
This is the most fitting way to end
the
episode, I think. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Ends with a whimper, not a bang. So, see you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.